Now it's time for questions. I wanted to point out that we certainly, if you are have questions about whether a particular manuscript might be suitable for the journal, you're welcome to contact us through the Journal of Physiology address that's shown on this slide, and you can also contact our publisher. And we are happy to take questions either in English or Chinese, and I believe that you should type them into the box, the chat box, and then either Professor Rong or myself will answer them.
请各位观众的话，各位听众可以在我们现在可以看到的一个交流面板上面把大家的问题来输入，然后我们的主讲人可能会根据您的一个提问来进行一个回应。
Okay, so I see a first question right here asking about resubmission of a manuscript to the same journal. So if your paper is rejected, but you believe it matches the scope, it's likely that it's been rejected on the basis of scientific reasons. So perhaps not having a sufficient focus on a specific mechanism or being too preliminary. So it is possible occasionally to very thoroughly revise the manuscript, and that would usually involve adding more data to it and then asking for permission to resubmit it. But if you are not wanting to add more data or make very substantial revisions, you probably are not going to have much opportunity to resubmit to that same journal. So you would want to find another journal with a similar scope that maybe is not as focused on mechanistic studies.
Should I also comment on this question?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, 我觉得这样一个问题啊，就是这样的，就是如果说你从一本杂志投到这个杂志，然后被拒稿了，那么你想再 resubmit 回来的话，你肯定是刚才 Kim 讲了，就是说你肯定是需要就是大量的这个修改，肯定是这里边需要非常可能是需要大量的这个新的这种实验，否则的话呢，你这再投回来的这个被接收的这个几率的话是很小的。但是如果说你觉得你有大量的新的这种研究的这个结果，那么你比较 confident 的话呢，投回来这也是投回同样的杂志也是可能的。Okay.
Great. So I see somebody else is typing, so maybe they also have a question. Must be a long question.
Yeah.可以就用英文或者是中文提问都可以。
So this is a question in Chinese, so Weifang, you will have to handle this.
I think the pool one mistyped.
Oh.
So it's not a yeah.
But I see that Hongfeng is still typing.
Yeah.这个叫普王的哈王普有什么问题？你可以那个用中文或者是英文都可以。
红。
So while the people are typing, okay, here's a question. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the question from Hongfeng. He says that authors for the Journal of Physiology do not require authors to confirm to journal style for the initial submission. What's most important for the initial submission? So yes, that's absolutely true. We accept initial submissions in any format that you would like to submit. You don't need to format the references according to our style. You don't need to have any specific layout or sections, but you do need to have all of the information in the manuscript that will allow reviewers to accurately assess it. So obviously the data need to be there, the figures need to be there, but you can either embed the figures in the text or put them at the end of the manuscript. We are more than happy to have any type of format, but it does need all of the pieces. You know, we need to know who the authors are. We need to know where the work was done. We need to know that you had approvals for animals or human studies, but it's the actual layout that we don't mind. So hopefully that makes it easier for people to submit their manuscript initially.
对，就是说这样的一个你在就是说这个论文准备的阶段的话，就是说论文的这个各个Journal of Physiology 它所要求的你论文的各个部分或者各个元素啊，你都得要有的。但是呢，具体的就是说从格式上面并没有特定的这种要求。好，对，so here's a question in Chinese. Okay. So let me first translate this question into English so Kim knows what I mean. So for a new for students when you're writing an article, how do you decide the structure of this of the article, and what's your proposal? What's your suggestions on which data to include, which data you should not include? So that's the basic question.
Yeah, okay. So I can try and answer that in English, but maybe you can also answer in Chinese. So personally, I think it's really important to think about the story that you're telling. And one of the ways that sometimes I work on that with my own trainees is to get all of the figures for the manuscript prepared first and then lay them on a table and see what makes the most logical story of the data that you're presenting. It's very important to write an outline of the sections of the results that will be included, and that way you can see if there are missing data or data that don't really fit in the story. And maybe you could also answer that, Weifang, in Chinese, since the question came in Chinese.
Okay. Yeah, 就是说这个写文章的时候，大概是这样的。你首先你把你这个你觉得你这个研究啊，差不多是一个是完成了一个完整的一个故事的话，你首先得要把这个就是结果的图 先画出来，你准备这个文章里边，你有哪些这个 data， 就把图先做出来，然后的话呢，就这可能是最重要的。那么刚刚前面实际上就是说Kim 他已经介绍，他就已经说了哈，这样一个论文是在写作的时候，你可能最早写的可能还是结果。那么根据这个结果，然后的话你再写discussion 就讨论，这个讨论写了以后，然后的话你可能再来写这个 introduction 啊，这是一个基本的写作的一个他所推荐的一个过程。那么对于数据的话筛选的话，所谓数据筛选啊，数据你不能去筛选，当然你可能就是说前面 Kim 他也说了，就是说你这个实验如果说有些 data 它不支持你这种结果啊，不支持你的结论的话，你不能说是就不放，你可以呢在这个地方就是说进行怎么样讨论啊等等这些啊，所以大概我想就可能回答这些哈。There's another question, okay?
Yes. And so this question is about whether it's appropriate to ask the editor of the review status. So the Journal of Physiology, our time that you can expect a decision on average is about 30 days. And that would be true for most reputable journals. So if journals take several months for a response, it's certainly not inappropriate to ask about the status after you've waited for about a month. It really should not cause the editor it should not influence the editorial decision at all. And in fact, if that were the case, that really is not a journal that you would want to be publishing in. So it's very appropriate to ask what the status is, and I would encourage you to do that. If nothing else, it reminds the staff of the journal, in case they haven't been doing this already, to follow up with the reviewers and make sure that they have submitted their reviews. And sometimes there are technical problems that go undetected until the author lets us know. So it's always appropriate to ask. And maybe you'd like to also answer that one in Chinese as well, Weifang.
Yes. 如果说这个论文在这个编辑部在这个杂志啊，就是很长时间都没有得到回信的话，那么你可以完全可以去写信去问这个问编辑或者主编啊，那就是这个论文这种情况哈，所以这完全是没问题的，这大概不会影响这个主编他对你这个论文的一个做出一个接受或者是拒绝的这样一种决定哈，它这个不会有太大这种影响。另外一个，如果说一个杂志呢，它审稿的流程很长时间没有消息的话，像这样的杂志呢 ，Kim 刚刚讲，他可能也就是说也不建议，就是说可能这种杂志也不是说你应该在上面发表这样的文章哈，发表文章的这种杂志，就是说不宜挑选这种杂志，大概是这样哈。